What if I told you there was once a time where Travis Scott sneaker drops not only gave manual users a good chance at copying, but they were actually really fun. You and your buddies would be messaging each other, talking about what time you think they're going to drop, what the new domain might be, what the resale of the pairs is going to settle at, and even what you are going to do with your pairs once you cop. Why such confidence? Because we were once in control. Whether we comped or not, it depended on your reflexes, your skills, and your ability to remain calm under the pressure while others' palms sweated. It was an incredible, thrilling time to be a collector or reseller alike, but then it all came to an end. The Astro Travi Instagram story went viral, provoking a shift in the matrix. Travis Scott sneakers were now to be released through raffle, where bots would now acquire the majority of the stock and a small minority of manual users would cop purely by luck. Things just were not what they used to be. Alright, stop f***ing crying, soldiers. We gotta deal with it and push ourselves regardless, adapt or perish. Anyway, as usual for today, we'll be discussing some release info, how to cop, and of course, some resale predictions for the Travis Scott Cactus Jack Jordan 1 Low Olive. Before any of that, I do have some good news for those of you who have been patiently waiting. As promised, Endurance will be having a limited restock on Friday, March 24th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. CET. The link will be tweeted from the Endurance Twitter, which I encourage you to check out, along with our website. This way you can see what we offer and the success that members have. I encourage you to join for more reasons than just the Nike sneakers early information for shock drops, because we offer much more than just that, and I want to make sure you get the most value out of the group, whether that be our free software, custom monitors, low-key cooks, or even completely free or discounted food or Amazon products. The list is endless. This is just so much more than the best sneaker group. If there is any way to ethically make you guys money with a competitive advantage, we'll get on it. Just like how we provided all TikTok trivia answers to members, allowing them to win an easy $260 per device through those games in that week alone. So again, the restock will be Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Anyway, the Travis Scott Cactus Jack Jordan 1 Low Olive is currently set to release on April 26th. However, it is also worth noting that the Travis Scott raffle releases on his website are often on an earlier date, so make sure to follow my Twitter, KeithAdam10. This way you stay up to date with that, because it is unknown how early they are going to be, hence I'm making this video early, of course. Whenever it does go live, as always, I will tweet out to you guys to ensure you're notified. Retail is going to be $150 for women's sizes, $60 for preschool, and $50 for toddler sizes. As for resale, we will cover that towards the end of the video as always, but as you might guess, it's going to be incredible. Now, how do you cop these? As I articulated in the prior Travis Scott video, I'm going to keep it real with you guys. We're f***ed. Travis first come first serve drops used to be our best chance. So now, aside from Nike sneakers, it's looking really grim. However, there is still a lot of stock on that raffle. Even if bots are going to get the majority of stock, you could increase your chances of winning that raffle. So if you don't have a raffle bot and you're a manual user and you want to increase your chances, there are a couple of things that you need to keep in mind when making multiple entries on this raffle. Otherwise, you're going to risk wasting all of your time and getting all of your entries filtered. So first, your information, of course, must be jigged. Most of you guys should know this part by now. I would not rely on the Gmail dot trick. Instead, I would suggest completely new emails for each entry rather than using the dot trick. You should also change the last few digits of your phone number. Now, also, you should be trying to make your entries on different IP addresses. Now, this could be done on multiple mobile devices using data, as well as one on your Wi-Fi, or you could also use a proxy switcher Chrome extension and enter with residential proxies. Whether you're a botter or a manual user, you could get extremely cheap residential proxies from my site, Kit Proxies. That will be linked in the description below. Or you could also consider using a free VPN. However, I would say it's very likely that they are going to be filtering some of the very popular VPN services. Of course, it is entirely up to you though. And lastly, you should also use a new Chrome user for each of the entries. This way your cookies are also completely new. You should know this from the Adidas multiple people jig that, most of you guys have known for years now. Moving on from that main raffle, that's where your second best chance is going to be. First best chance, of course, being sneakers. So if you have a raffle bot, you of course want to bot all other sites that load raffles for these as well, which is going to be tons of them. But if you're manual only, the only other drop you'll have a decent chance at really is Nike sneakers at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Europe should be 9 a.m. CEST as usual. Most likely, these are going to load as a traditional Dan release, also known as a draw. So you'll have 10 minutes to enter in as many verified accounts into the drop as possible. Hypothetically, if it is not a draw, it will then be a Leo, also known as Let Everyone Order. This is essentially just a 2-minute draw disguised as a first come first serve, and you'd want to still get in as many entries as possible within that 2-minute period. If you want a more in-depth video regarding Nike sneakers and some tips regarding that, be sure to watch my full video on it because there is a lot more to it. Moving on though, there is a very small chance that Kith may drop these first come first serve at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, but your chances at copy manual is little to none these days. Of course, if you have a bot though, you're definitely going to want to run Kith just to be safe. There's also a small chance Undefeated may drop some pairs at either 11 a.m. Eastern Time or 12 p.m. Eastern Time like they have on past Travis collaborations, because even when they do raffles, they tend to reserve some extra stock for things like this. Note that they do require accounts, so make sure you are logged in on your browser, so if you see your monitor go off, you are going to already be prepared for that potential drop. The Overstreet Market New York E-Flash might also drop potentially at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and same deal, it's not really possible manual here, but feel free to try, and of course, if you have a bot, just make sure you have some tasks set up. Now, if you're from Europe, Soulbox might also be dropping a little before 9 a.m. CEST, like they have for some prior Travis releases, so watch your monitors, although they haven't in quite some time, and Dover Street Market London might also drop around 12 p.m. CEST, same deal as the other Shopify sites. You have almost no manual shot here, but if you have a good Shopify bot, make sure you do run some tasks. And US users could also run Dover Street Market London, considering they do ship to the US as well. So if you happen to be awake or you want to set up your bot, feel free to do so. That's really all I have for you guys for They Had a Cop. I know it's looking grim aside from Nike sneakers, but hey, we're going to try our best regardless. As for resale, this should be quite obvious. The demand is extremely high and stock will be quite low, just like all Travis Scott Jordan 1 lows. While the demand will be lower on these in comparison to the Mocha or reverse Mochas, it's still extremely high. Hence, I expect the women's size to be extremely profitable with an incredible margin still full throttle. This one should be rather obvious. I even expect the preschool and toddler sizes to be profitable as well, but of course, not to the same scale as the women's pairs. I'd expect a similar performance to what we saw on the prior black preschool and toddler pairs. Obviously, this is a full throttle release. If by some miracle Travis were to see this video and the introduction and decide on dropping first come first serve, that's kind of the whole reason I do these, that would be amazing, but this is unfortunately unlikely. So, best of luck, we're certainly going to need it, and remember that Endurance will be having a limited restock on Friday, March 24th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. CET. Feel free to subscribe and enable post notifications, this way you stay 100% up to date with all hype sneakers, and follow my Twitter for urgent info, KeithAdam10. With that, have a fantastic rest of your day, and of course, good luck.